To it. Some guys, leadership is natural. Other guys have to grow into being a leader and understanding what that entails. And I don't know all the details from behind the scenes, but at some point, if you're Trae Young, you have to look at the situation and say, hey, I made a mistake. I'm going to grow from it and then move forward. Part of being a young leader is that you're going to make some mistakes, but you just don't want to keep making the same mistakes repeatedly.
And Dennis, this is ongoing. We've met with Nate McMillan a bunch. Good-looking stroke. What a start for this kid, Jalen Johnson, tonight. Already is at 3 shots. But, Nate has been very candid in our conversations with him, talking about how talented he thinks Trae is. But when you sign that big contract, you become the max player, face of the franchise. That's a different level of leadership than they need from their go-to player.
No question about it, guys. And B-Wood, you understand this. This new generation has to understand that sacrifice sometimes is a part of leadership. You see what Steph Curry's done out there in Golden State. You see what Ja Morant's doing here in Memphis. It's all about we instead of me. And I think once that big-time three by Jones, so I think both guys with Murray and Trae Young, once they understand that they can play together, if they're willing to sacrifice, I think they can help the Hawks be relevant and be a part of the Eastern Conference playoff hunt.
And 3D, I think it's going to be interesting. You talk about those guys sacrificing. You see a nice corner right there. Corner 3 right there. I think that Trae Young is going to have to be used slightly different. Because when you look at, he's top 5 or 6 in the NBA in usage rate. But right now, his efficiency numbers don't sustain that. They don't say, hey, he should be top 5. So I think maybe you take him off the ball a little bit, only shooting 40% from the floor, 28% from 3. Either your efficiency has to go up or your usage rate has to go down if we're talking about somebody that's getting the ball that much. You can't continue to shoot those numbers.
This incredible offensive start continues for the Grizzlies as Conchar is going to be called for a reach-in foul. That was the other part. The next part of the conversation is how does DeJounte Murray now, how do all the pieces fit together with the changes that they've made, guys, in the offseason? Because Murray's arrival was supposed to take some of that burden off of Trae's shoulders. But Trae Young's usage rate is still way too high. And interestingly, guys, his three-point shooting has plummeted since last season. That's been one of the head-scratching points of the early part of their year.
Yeah, it's very interesting. When they brought DeJounte Murray in, as we see Johnson again looking for the 3. When they brought DeJounte Murray in, I thought that he would be involved even more than he already is. Trae Young's still top 5 in efficiency rate, usage rate, but Murray's not even top 40. So that's interesting to me. They have to find a happy medium. Some of that maybe is playing Trae off the ball and allowing DeJounte Murray to handle more point guard responsibilities.
Well, to your point, B-Wood, I think it makes more sense. We know Trae Young can catch and shoot. So the usage rate comes down. You put the ball in Murray's hand and let him be the true point guard and attack the defense. Now Trae has fresher legs, knock down jump shot, to your point.
Atlanta comes up with the steal. Nice work on the interior by Okongwu. Dribble drive by Forrest. Now they work it to Johnson in the corner and reset to Hunter. Hunter sizes up Santi Aldama. Step back baseline jumper, and that's good. Good looking stroke by Hunter. He's got a half dozen already. Well, the good news for Nate McMillan in Atlanta, they got plenty of time to figure it out. Only 27 games into the season. Tyus Jones setting the table underneath, trying to find Xavier Tillman, who's on the floor.
And Tillman's got to handle that one right there. Jones sets the table for him. He just got to finish his meal.
Hunter lost it. Jones. Griffin, a foot race. Jones on the finish.
And you see Brooks looking over at the sideline like, don't try me. Brooks is one of the better defensive players we have in this league. One-on-one, he's tough to go at. And Hunter found that out very, very quickly.
Guys, you talk about invaluable backup players. Tyus Jones carries the weight of a starter around these parts.
He could be a starter on a lot of things. He really could be.
Finally got paid that big offseason extension. As well-deserved an extension as was signed by any player in the league with how valuable he's been over the past couple of years. Another look at that last sequence of finish by Tyus Jones.
Cookie. Yes, indeed. But I like Jones gets the layup, but I like Brooks' defense. Moved his feet, chested Hunter up, didn't allow him to bump him off his spot. Excellent defense.
David Roddy has checked in, the rookie for Taylor Jenkins. Jumper by Okongwu is no good, and Aaron Holiday has now checked into the game for Nate McMillan. Jones, little pocket pass.
Hello.
Exquisitely done to Tillman.
Tillman called this one. Last time he bobbled the ball a little bit, not this time. Came right down the lane for the strong finish.
So we hit the 5-minute mark in this first quarter. This will be a defensive 3-second violation against Memphis. Grizzlies well rested. They've been off since Friday. Got their home win here over the Pistons, their 5th straight win. Another look at that.
And what
Tremendous dime by Jones.
And what a luxury it is to have a true floor general like Jones as your backup point guard. When Ja's not playing, you can come in with somebody else that can still steady the pace, find his teammates, and make sure that you get great shots in a half-court set.
Such a great point, B-Wood. Think about it. Ja goes out, and you put in a guy that could be a starter in any other team. Nothing really drops off that much.
A.J. Griffin. How impressed have you been with his game first couple of months?
Very impressed. I've been impressed with him even when he was at Duke. Don't tell my Carolina brother that. But he just has that game that fits with everybody. No matter what type of player he's playing around, his game is always going to fit. He's strong, athletic, plays defense. He's not going to be greedy offensively, but he's going to knock down shots when it's his time.
Griffin in the open floor. And here come the Hawks. 9 for the rookie. I didn't know you're allowed to talk nice.
On the interior. And this is a 2-point game with 3 and change left. Griffin up top. Puts it down. Johnson with a chance at 3. And Griffin's doing everything out here. He's scoring. He's getting assists. This is what they mean by next man up mentality. That next guy, you might not be able to beat Ja. You might not be able to beat Trae Young or fill his shoes, but you got to come out here with the best of your ability and put that ability on display. We asked Nate McMillan about Griffin. He used words like fearless, worker, just a grinder. Setting the table for Jalen Johnson, who's off to a sensational start tonight. And the young Atlanta Hawks, without Trae Young, no Bogdanovich, no John Collins. They've erased a 10-point lead. A deficit, I should say. That's Brooks. 10 straight points for Atlanta. As we cross the 3-minute mark in this first quarter, Johnson's pass deflected out of bounds with 13 to shoot.
We're going to best now. You never wake up for the best.
Frank Kaminsky is checked in for
No, you're not staying up.
Nate McMillan, and also Jared
Don't
Culliver
even think about it.
on the floor for the first time.
You're not
Taylor
staying
Jenkins
up.
responds with Kennedy Chandler. There's number 3 point guard off the bench. That shot is good.
That's a big-time shot for Culver right there.
So Culver doesn't waste much time. And look at the run by Atlanta. 12 straight points. 10-point deficit that they've turned into a 2-point lead. It's going to be a traveling violation against Chandler. And the 5th Memphis turnover.
And give Atlanta a lot of credit. Memphis came out at home, on fire, hit like their first 7-8 shots in a row, but Atlanta wasn't rattled. They settled into this game, and right now they're playing with the lead.
Justin Holiday on the floor for McMillan as well. This is Aaron Holiday, his younger bro. Kaminsky. Justin, 3, missed it. Rebound Aldama. So here's Chandler. Rookie point guard, 38th overall, drafted out of Tennessee. Getting a chance tonight without John Morant. Good-looking stroke by Aldama. Rare blend of size and shooting ability from the perimeter. First points for the Grizzlies in almost 4 minutes. Here's Forrest accelerating, misses.
They got numbers. They look up.
Chandler, a little bit too in front of Aldama. Taylor Jenkins will shuffle his guys in and out. Aldama and Tillman sit. Jenkins and Brandon Clark back into the game. 80 seconds left in the quarter. Justin Holiday mid-range no.